I'm Brittany and welcome to my channel. In this video today we'll be painting this watercolor floral card. I'm going to paint a card that fits on a 5x7 craft card, so my painting needs to be cut to the size 6.5 by 4.5 inches. The first thing I want to do is tape down my paper so I can trace the word love across the middle here. And I just found a font that I liked and got it to the size that I needed and printed it off so I can trace over it. So now I'm just grabbing my graphite paper, and you put the shiny side down, and you just trace over it with a pen or a pencil, and I like to use a colored pen so that I can see where I've traced over. Alright, now that I'm finished, I'll just pull this up and take a look at what I've got. And I'm happy with that, so I will grab my masking fluid, and this is just a fine line. It's got a really skinny tip and it makes it easy to fill in these little letters. I'll start by outlining the letter, and then once I have it outlined, I'll just continue to fill it all in. Now that it's all filled in, I'll let it dry completely. And I want to leave a white border around this little painting, so I'm just taking my washi tape and placing it here so that when I pull this up in the end, it will leave a white border for me. Now I'm ready to start painting, so I'm just grabbing my size 6 Emma Lefebvre brush, which I've really been liking. And I've got my little pot of water here, and then I have just a paper towel to blot my brush on. So I'm going to start mixing my colors. This light green is Sap Green and Winsor Yellow, and my dark green is Perylene Green and some burnt umber mixed in. To make my pink, I'm going to take a mixture of Winsor Red Deep and a touch of Prussian Blue, and then some Jaune Brilliant. And for my red flowers, I'll just use straight Winsor Red Deep. I'm going to start with the red rose, and I'll just start by making my little C curves around each other. Then I'll wipe off my paint and get a lighter shade. And I'll push down on my brush to make my strokes broader here. And I'll just continue to do this until the rose is as big as I like. While the paint is still wet, I'll take a darker shade of that Winsor Red Deep and drop it in the middle here, and then I'll just go ahead and drop that color around the edges of the flower. Next I'll take my pink mixture and I'll create a rose right here. I think I'll start adding some green leaves while this paint is still wet. So I'll start with my lighter green shade and create a couple leaves, and then I'll take my darker green and just drop that color in while it's still wet. Now I'll start adding some smaller flowers, so I'm just painting a petal on its side here, and then I'll paint 3 other petals on this side to make it look like this flower is facing down and to the right. Then I'll drop in some darker paint while it's still wet in the center here and add a few leaves. I'll just continue filling in this whole card with these roses and little 5-petal flowers and leaves, and I'll just keep going until I filled in all the white space. Around the letters here, I want to make sure to fill them in completely so that the letters will stand out when I take off the masking fluid. Now that I've filled up the card, I'm going to take my smaller brush and just do some detail work on these little flowers. So on this rose, I'll paint some darker shades and blend it out with some water. I'll grab a dark red color and fill in the little stamen on these flowers too. On these dark red flowers, I needed a color that would really stand out, so I mixed some black in with my red. Now I'm just going to look over my painting and make sure right up against the letters is really filled in well. Now I'm ready to take this tape off and see how the painting looks. I'm ready to remove my masking fluid, so I'll just grab my little rubber remover and peel this up. It looks pretty good, but there are just a couple places I want to touch up with my paintbrush. Okay, and now I'm ready to tape this onto my craft card. You can leave it like this if you want, but I decided I wanted to make the letters pop a little more. So I'm taking my gold paint and I'm just going to outline the letters and then outline the border as well. And that's all there is to it. Now you have this pretty little card to give to someone you love. This card is going to go to my Grandma Donna. I just love the way that gold paint sparkles when you shine it in the light. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Give this card a try, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below.